Hey everybody, good to see you here. It's Mr. Whitty and I'm here talking to you about the NetBeans IDE or the NetBeans development environment. Today we're going to be looking at how to create a new project in NetBeans and how to open an existing project in NetBeans. We're going to keep it fairly simple, fairly quick. I don't want to do too much detail so that these videos can be nice and short. So when you first open up NetBeans, you'll notice that it's probably going to look something like this. Now you may see it looking like this, or you may see it with the projects menu open. It doesn't really matter which way you've got it, you see it. It's just depending on whether you actually have things open or not ahead of time. So it'll either look like this or this will be the full screen. It doesn't really matter because you'll have the tabs along the top. And these tabs along the top, these icons, are how you're going to open files. You can also use the file menu. So you have some options available to you through the file menu here as well. But let's take a look at just creating a new project. Now, in NetBeans, in Java, we are going to be using projects, not files. And you'll notice that very first icon is a new file. I don't want to be creating a new file. I want to be creating a new project. So we're going to do it that way. So you're going to be clicking on the new project button. Once the dialog box for the new project opens up, you're going to notice that you have several options available to you. We're only going to be focusing on the Java application for our purposes, at least at the start of the year. So really just go ahead and make sure you got Java selected and then make sure the Java application is selected. Then you're going to click on Next. Once you've clicked on Next, you'll notice another dialog box will come up. This is where you're actually going to name the application and decide where it's going to save. So you'll notice that in Java, the applications are saved ahead of time rather than doing it at the back end. So you actually have to set where the application is going to be saved ahead of time. So we're going to make sure that we've got it in the right folder. Now, if you remember properly when we talked in class, I told you that you would be saving it in your S drive, not in your C drive, because you are using a networked computer that has an S drive, which is your location to save things. Because I'm using a standalone computer, I have to actually use the C drive here. So don't worry too much about this C. Yours will be S, and you probably won't have a lot of this previous stuff. But you will have an ICS folder and a programming folder. And that's where I want you to make sure that you're doing. You can click Browse, and if you click Browse, it will bring up your folders. You can actually go to the proper folder. So again, go into my ICS folder, then go into my programming folder. Now I'm in the right location, and I click Open, and now it's in the right spot. The other thing you've got to do here is you have to name your application. So in this one, it's just going to be Intro to NetBeans. Okay, so we've got our name of our assignment. Notice that I don't put any spaces in the name of my project. That's important in coding, and we'll learn later why that's important, but generally speaking, you shouldn't be putting any spaces in your names. You should also be using the intercap method, which is where each word in the title is capitalized. That just helps differentiate the words from one another. Because you can't put spaces in, the only way to kind of tell the difference between words is by the capitals. Okay, you want to make sure that this create main class is checked because we do want a main class in our program, and once all of that information is filled out properly, then you're going to click on the finish. And then once the document opens, it will look similar to this. And I'm not going to get into this. We'll have another video that will talk about how this works and whatnot, but I'm just going to say that this is where we're going. So now you've been able to create a new project in NetBeans. We're just going to look at how to open an existing project in NetBeans. Okay, so here we are at the opening screen again. And when we want to open an existing project, there's a couple of ways of doing it. If you're working on your own device or you're working on a device that has a cache that stores information, you'll notice that here you have some recent projects available to you. So there are several recent projects available to me, and this was the one that we were dealing with. So if I click on that, it will bring me to that assignment, and it will open up that assignment. However, if I just want to open an assignment that I've been working on previously and I don't have a cached version of it showing up here in recent projects, then what I want to do here is I want to click on this Open Project button. You can also use the File menu, but I just like using the icons. So you're going to do Open File. You're going to browse to the place where your information is. So again, I'm going to go into my ICS folder, into my programming, and then you're just going to click on the project file. You can double click on it and it will open it, or you just click once and then click Open Project. Now it opens up that project in my window. Notice here is the project that we had created, and on the left hand side you'll see that there is it. Now if you open this project up and it comes and it looks something like this, don't worry. The project is still open, and you can actually see on the left hand side the list of projects that you have open in NetBeans. So all you need to do is actually click through to the different sections of the program until you get down to this Java file, and then double click on the Java file, and now the file is open in NetBeans. Okay, that's it for this video. I just wanted to show you how to create a new file and open an existing file in NetBeans. We will look at more detail about the development environment in later videos. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe so that you'll know when new videos are created, and you'll have access to all those videos quite easily. Thanks for now.